Hi everyone, welcome. We're here for music webinars and we're going to interview a fantastic young lady very shortly. But before we do, I just want to share with you the culture of the Vietnamese people is very close to my heart. My sister-in-law is Vietnamese. She has a wonderful family and the girl has brought nothing but joy to me since she has come into my life. And the young lady we're about to interview has a very, very spiritual tie to the Vietnamese people, and she has changed their lives amazingly so, and she would tell you about that herself. We are here today because music does matter. Music is not getting enough support at the moment in these COVID-19 times. Now, I know that the pandemic will pass and that you guys will watch this in the future and go, bloody hell, what are they waffling on about? But seriously, the music industry is really, really struggling right now. We can't do a lot of gigs. And if we do gigs, we have to do them socially apart. It just kind of doesn't sort of work. However, if you have the opportunity to support music, no matter what it is, even if it's just simply buying something off Spotify or whatever, please do, and look after our musos and our crew. Now, the young lady we're about to interview has had a stellar career working behind the scenes in the Australian contemporary music industry as well as the international contemporary music industry. And then she went on to have different career paths, which then led her to the wonderful spiritual, cultural people of Vietnam. And has led her to where she is today. So without further ado, I was alias Dooley, who became Lord, who is now Ronnie Wildeboer. So without further ado, let's welcome Ronnie. Woo, woo.
Oh, thank you for calling me a young lady. Hi, Kath.
That's an absolute pleasure. I don't know why, but the visuals here for me are in freeze frame, but that could be something to do with my internet connection. But what I'd like you to do, Ronnie, is I'd just like to go back to work in New Zealand and the modelling work that you undertook and the management work in modelling that you took before we start on your career in Australia with the contemporary music industry.
I was on a catwalk from 5 years of age with my mother. Not in Paris or London or New York, but Gladstone, Queensland. So I grew up doing the modelling for the boutiques in town. Excuse me. And then when I was 16, I won a modelling course, 3-month modelling course in Brisbane. So not only did that open up new avenues for me, but it gave me the incentive to leave home very early, actually. So, and then I moved to New Zealand and I did sign up with a modelling agency there, and it was a very young industry, but there's a lot of catwalk work, TV commercials, and a lot of magazine photography. And then I ended up managing that agency, which I really enjoyed. I loved matching up clients and the girls, and it was a lovely industry to be in, even though it was very young over there. It was great. I enjoyed it, and I made a living from it for a few years. And I think if you look very closely at some of my modelling shots, you might see some dinosaurs just wandering around in the background. It was that long ago.
I love it. That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that with us. Then you came across to Australia. So how on earth did a young lady who was managing a modelling agency in Auckland then transverse the Tasman and whatever the sea is in between both countries and land in Sydney and then end up doing one of the most high-flying gigs in the Australian rock and roll pop industry? It's just incredible.
It was interesting. I am Australian, I'm not a New Zealander, and I came home and I thought, what am I going to, I mean, modelling you're going to do for so many years, you know, you can't rely on that when you're about to fall off your perch like I am now. But so I was floundering about what I'm going to do for my next move. And I thought that the secret, of course, is to work with something you absolutely love. What do I love? And I thought, I love music. I was living in Noosa when I first got back. So I came down to Sydney, I moved into a house, and coincidentally one of the guys in the house was Kerry Jacobson, who's a fantastic Australian drummer. At the time he was with Dragon. He's now with Ian Moss. He's worked with Richard Clapton. So we're at the Mansell Room one night and I met Angry Anderson, who I think everyone knows who Angry is that gorgeous little lead singer with Rose Tattoo. And I was chatting away to him and he said, look, I'll introduce you to my agency, Sam Riggy and Robbie Williams. And I said, oh, Angry, that'd be lovely. Because I'd come from one agency, even though it was modelling, to another agency, which was music. And I got the job. So I moved in there. And what a wonderful time that was. It was a time when live gigs, there was just hundreds of them. There was so much work for live music, unlike there is now.